Carpenter cuts down tree and notices something strange inside.
But before we start, please take a moment to give this video a like, subscribe to HappyWorld, and hit the bell so you'll never miss these great stories.
The story begins when Ryan Saunders, a carpenter, had a little idea of starting a new project while he was working in his yard. Needing wood for the project, he decided to cut one of the trees that was in his yard. He went into his house, got the tools that were needed for taking down the tree, and went outside to pick one of them to cut down. He didn't know that something was going to be inside the bark as he was cutting the tree in half. Something that would surprise him and something that he had never seen before. While sawing it in half, he revealed something unusual that he couldn't wrap his head around. When he saw what was inside the bark, he stepped back and went to get his phone to record what was happening. Because he was so confused, he wanted to record it so that he could show someone else. Everyone that works outside and in nature will tell you that sometimes you will come across animals. They'll also tell you that it is really ordinary for some creatures to wander next to you while you're working. But the animal that was inside was something that Ryan had never seen before. And not just him, a lot of people would have to see it and try to guess what it was before they could figure out what it was. When identified, Ryan was shocked that it was a lot more dangerous to be so close to it while he was doing something that looked unnatural. This story is unusual, and we hope you have the tolerance for the bizarre. Strange events and situations happen to us all the time. We are sure that someone in your life has seen or experienced something that you couldn't understand. It is also typical that nature baffles us. At one time or another, we witness things that nature does, and we just stand there and stare. Trees are one of the most interesting creations of nature that surround us, and sometimes we can see a tree growing in places and say to ourselves, how did that happen? Growing through concrete, through and around things that, if not dealt with, they won't stop. They will always find a way to grow through anything that stands in their path. But with everything into consideration, we still couldn't believe what Ryan encountered. Animals are clumsy, and sometimes they get too close to the tree or climb in and then find themselves stuck and need a bit of help to get out or get down. The most known story that we know of something like this happening, and we have surely seen in the movies, cartoons, and maybe in real life, is when a cat gets stuck in a tree and needs help to get down. Like in this photo where a dog got in trouble, needed assistance to get free. Unlike the cat and dog situations, Ryan's encounter was far weirder and shows that other animals can get in those situations. Just go on Google and type trees versus animals and you will find thousands of photos and videos of animals getting in funny situations, ending up feeling confused and helpless while people take pictures and videos trying to capture the odd situation. In Ryan's case, nothing would have prepared him for what he saw and recorded. It's not just him. Millions of people were shocked and confused at the same time while watching the video that Ryan posted after recording what was going on while he was cutting the tree. Trees sometimes do the weirdest things, and at the same time, it seems quite cool. In this photo, we can see how a tree has engulfed a bicycle that was left sitting close to the tree for a long time. And in the next picture, we can see how a tree has started growing over a rail, and plus someone wanted to make it look funny by putting eyes on it. No matter what you put next to them, they will find a way to get up, under, or through them. And these were only two examples that nature can't be stopped. Until now, we have shown you photos that were interesting or funny, and the following images are not like that. If you don't have the stomach for the bizarre or unusual, now is the time to turn back, because the things that you are about to see are so strange and rare that you won't believe what you're seeing. You have been warned. When he came back out in the backyard after he got his tools from inside, Ryan couldn't even imagine what he was about to see when cutting the tree. When he got almost in the middle of the tree, he saw the animal and threw the tools and started screaming. The video shows how surprised he was when seeing the animal. When you play the video, it starts off with Ryan cutting the tree in half. As he looks closer, he's scared of what he sees and steps back a bit. As he is filming everything, the thing starts moving inside the tree. Ryan is confused and doesn't know what to do, so he keeps filming as the creature moves inside the tree. what could this creature be that is living inside the tree trunk? Ryan continues filming and at the same time freaking out about what he has just witnessed. The animal inside starts making noises because you can see that it has been hurt by the saw which Ryan was using to cut the tree. Minutes go by and Ryan is finally calming down and starts talking and explaining what he is witnessing at the moment. At first he clearly doesn't know what he's looking at and he couldn't identify the animal inside. As he records the animal, you can hear him say that it must be some kind of big snake that he has cut in half while cutting the tree. As he is looking at it, it starts to move down the tree bark and onto the ground. Ryan starts yelling and screaming as the animal gets closer to his feet. Ryan, while filming, says that the animal is trying to get out of the tree slowly, and he wanted to wait and see when the head of the animal would appear so he could identify what animal it was. As time goes by and the animal's getting out of the tree, no head is coming out. Ryan goes around the tree attempting to get away a bit from the animal as it's getting out. As the video ends, Ryan keeps saying that the animal is moving. He says that he could see the tail on one side but couldn't see the head on the other side of the animal. With no head, you would think the animal's dead, but it just keeps moving non-stop. Videotaping the encounter was unreal, and posting it online made people want to know more about the animal. No one even knows for how long the animal was living in the tree. Despite being cut in half, the two parts of the animal were moving the entire time. You would think that any animal or creature that was split in two would be dead by now, but this one wasn't dead. The animal was identified by one person who saw the video online and commented on Ryan's post. A lot of other people wrote, saying what they thought the animal was. In the comments of the video that Ryan posted, a man called John DeLay said that it was a type of worm, a woodworm to be exact, and what they do is, as they are small, they eat out the tree until they get big enough and keep eating so they can make themselves comfortable inside the tree. But John DeLay wasn't right, and the animal wasn't a tree worm. Another person commented on the video saying that it was no tree worm. In fact, it was a very rare type of snake called a pine snake. The pine snake would go underground and navigate through the roots, later going inside the tree. He also shared a photo of a full-grown pine snake, showing what it looks like not cut in two. Ryan discovered a really rare snake, and the odds of him seeing one were very small. The snake was unlucky to get stuck in the tree, just like the dog we showed you earlier. The snake didn't want to get stuck, it was just an unusual situation. Like the snake, a dog was similarly stuck in a tree, and it didn't get discovered for years. People like Ryan were cutting a tree and found the poor dog. The next photos are truly sad and tragic. When working for the Kraft Corporation were cutting down a large oak tree, in 1980 they found a creature inside the tree. The animal must have been stuck for years in the tree because it was mummified in a weird way. The moment they saw the creature inside the tree, they brought the tree to the HappyWorld Tree Museum. Because it is a very rare thing, it had to be investigated more and determined what the creature was. The workers that found the dog named him Stucky because of his unfortunate situation. The best explanation of how the dog got stuck is that he was chasing some other animal and got stuck in the tree. It was determined that the dog got stuck in the tree in 1960. Fast forward in 1980, 20 years later, and the workers got to the tree, not knowing something was inside before cutting it down and discovering the remains. The tree's ventilation helped remove the smell, and its hollow log helped with preserving the remains of the dog. The manager of the HappyWorld, Brady Stevenson, had said that when people see Stucky and when he explains how he ended up there, it makes people sad that no one was there to help the poor little dog out. Dogs, cats, and other animals are not the only ones getting stuck in a tree. There have also been occasions where the tree is so hollow that people go inside it to see what it's like and get stuck in the process. In this photo, you can see the man's feet. He got stuck in the tree because he was curious how hollow it is and was inside until others heard him yelling and screaming